on the channel, it's the return of the Kyle Peterson Top 5, and with the return of LJNs at San Diego Comic-Con, it's time for a countdown of my top 5 most wanted LJN / Big Rubber guys.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another edition of the Kyle Peterson Top 5, a Thursday tradition here on the channel. As every single Thursday, we're doing a countdown of some kind, and today's Top 5, a special one, a nostalgic one, throwing it back to my childhood with counting down my top 5 most wanted, we'll call it Big Rubber guys, LJN, Mattel, even Latoony. Between the three companies, these are my top 5 most wanted figures in that format. And we've got a pretty healthy amount of Big Rubber guys. We've seen Series 1, Series 2, what's coming from the LJN Mattel line. And Latoony keeps popping in over there with Demolition, Andre the Giant, and of course the Macho Man. But today I'm going to count it down for number 5 all the way to number 1. Number 1 being my absolute favorite, of course. As usual, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below. But I'm going to talk about figures I want to see. Now, obviously, they're going to be more nostalgic. They're going to be more legend focused, as that's what we see from Big Rubber guys for the most part, and from Mattel coming up for the most part. But these are going to be my 5s. Maybe right a couple of wrongs, maybe some of that going on in mine. But as I say, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below. So without further ado, let's kick it off. Number 5. All right, we begin the countdown at number 5, but a little asterisk first, as I will say my number 5 selection was not my original number 5 selection, as I've been sitting on this list for a while now. But number 5 was originally the Mighty Hercules. However, he has been announced from the Big Rubber guys line. We are going to get a Mighty Hercules, with the chain and all that kind of stuff. So we'll have to stay put and wait for that one there. So I took him off the list because it sounds like he will be coming sometime in the next year, I guess is what we'll say. So that was going to be number 5, which means had to move a new number 5 in. And we're going back to my childhood. And I think of wrestlers that were around in the LJN, even up into the Hasbro era, guys that were just on the fence that could have maybe snuck into the LJN line. You might see more of that in this countdown here. Now, it would be easy to say, well, I want CM Punk. And we know Mattel's got that one. Maybe that's a bad example. But I could say LA Knight, but not really resonates with me with the Big Rubber guy style. But if you're watching this and you're 12, 13 years old, heck, you might want an LA Knight. But who do I want at number 5? I want the Canadian Strongman. I want Dino Bravo. Dino Bravo, a big-time player back once upon a time in the WWF, of course, helped bring the Earthquake in there, and that's another one that could be on the list for sure. But Dino Bravo was always a big, strong guy. Always, I wouldn't say I was a big Dino Bravo fan, but he was a guy that was on TV week in, week out. He was part of angles, part of stuff, and he always felt like he could be in the Hasbro era as well as the LJN era for me. So I would like to see Dino Bravo finally get a little bit of love. Obviously, we got a zombie figure from him once upon a time, so I think there is an opportunity here. I would prefer it to be with Mattel, but I could see LJN, or I could see Big Rubber guys instead of picking this one up. Seems more suited to them, maybe, just like Hercules that we just talked about. But the LJN days would have been really great for Dino Bravo. It would have been kind of cool to see him fulfill the prophecy from many years ago, but my guess is Big Rubber guys, so we'll go for Big Rubber guys with Dino Bravo at number 5. Next up on the countdown, we're at number 4. And number 4, you could say they're just a couple of all-American boys. It is the Rougeau brothers, Jock and Raymond. Get me those guys like yesterday. Probably the biggest travesty ever in action figure history. Now, the Rougeaus are no means a Demolition, a Heart Foundation, a Legion of Doom. Obviously, we all understand that. However, we could have got them from the LJN line. We didn't. We really could have got them in Hasbro's. We did not. Could have got him in the Jakks Classic Superstars line. Never happened. Never happened in the Mattel Legends line, anything like that. Didn't even happen in Power Town. It took Grapplers and Gimmicks to finally make this one happen, and they have elite scale figures coming in the future. And we also got the retro style figures. But man, oh man, how cool would it be to have the Rougeau brothers once upon a time? Really need those Rougeaus. And I don't know, they weren't even a favorite team of mine as a kid, but something about that catchy theme song, something about them many years later, feels like they just need their due. And I would absolutely love to see them. Most likely, our best bet is going to be from the Big Rubber guys. So number 4, we're going to the Rougeau brothers. We're at the number 3 spot, halfway through the countdown. You got your list together? Put it in the comments down below. And of course, number 3, we're going to stick with the tag team theme here. We just did the Rougeau brothers. And who could go up against the Rougeau brothers? Who could we pair up from that time frame? Well, my guess is Mattel LJN will make these eventually. These guys were supposed to be made eventually back in the day. That just didn't happen, part of the next Black Card series. We're talking about Luke. We're talking about Butch. We're talking about my dad's favorite tag team. We're talking about the Bushwhackers. Definitely would be iconic in the LJN style. I can see this one happening, as we have got some Bushwhackers recently from Mattel. It feels like they don't know what to do next with them, and I think this would be a perfect opportunity to put them in the LJN line. Now, I will say, not sure how well they would sell as LJNs. I don't know. My brain says put it on Mattel Creations as a special 2-pack. I would love to see that. I think that's a better selection, but as of right now, it sounds like Target is the home for these. They would have to ship it off to Target. So we'll see where that ends up going, but I have to think this has got to be on a short list for Mattel. The Bushwhackers coming in at number 3. Next up in the countdown, we're at the number 2 selection. You're seeing a bit of a theme here of stuff I would have liked to have had as a kid. That's what I want now. And let's be honest, I think the LJN style figures are going to resonate the most from older collectors. I don't see a lot of kids. There'll always be a couple. There always is. But most kids aren't going to want that. They're going to want their main event style figures or elite style figures or maybe ultimate style figures. But we'll see. We'll see what goes on. You got to put them out there. You got to take chances. Constant learning, constant improvement. We say it all the time. We'll see where these LJNs go from Mattel. But an easy layup one. They've made figures of this character recently here. Once again, going back in the day, he was supposed to be made, never happened. Now's the prime opportunity. Just like the Bushwhackers, maybe a Mattel Creations exclusive. We'll see where it goes in the future. But who's at number 2 for me? Well, I Love You with Brother Love. Now, we've had retros, we've had elites. It's time for an LJN style Brother Love. Makes sense. We had announcers, we had managers back in the day. Let's get them now. I think this is a perfect opportunity to get this out here to everybody. And once again, it feels like it's completing something that was unfinished, much like the Bushwhackers once upon a time, that is. Brother Love, perfect opportunity right here. That's why he comes in at number 2, and that means there can only be one. Who is number 1? And this one's going to surprise everybody. Who is it? Stay tuned. We've hit the top spot. You got your list together? Put it in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and thumbs it up the video. Always helps the channel. And every single Thursday, we got a top 5 and occasionally a top 10 countdown video. So make sure you check out some of the other ones. Check out the playlist. There you go. But here we are at number 1, and number 1 a bit shocking. I don't know if it's going to be on everybody else's list. And as I always say, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below. But this is one of my favorite performers, one of the most underrated performers of all time. You guys know me. I love my Ultimate Warrior. I love my Terry Funk. I love my Ric Flair. But there was a window of time in the 90s where outside of Terry Funk was basically retired. Ultimate Warrior kind of retired too. There was somebody that had to pick up the mantle, and for a good amount of time was my favorite current wrestler that was going. Who are we talking about number 1? Well, this one fits a couple of holes, and we're all about plugging holes over here, Tom and Farland. You know that. One of my favorite characters, but also a guy that can be used to complete teams, and everybody knows how much I like to complete teams. Who are we talking about? Well, we're going to WCW. You can even say NWA. We're going to Barry Windham. Yes, Barry Windham, 4 Horsemen member Barry Windham. One of my absolute favorite performers once upon a time, as I did say. Would be great to have him to go with Rick, Tully, and Arn Anderson as 4 Horsemen. Also would be great just to have him on his own because he was a superstar back then. It was some of the best matches you could have. Like I said, there was a couple of year window where he was holding the mantle for fandom for me. Absolutely love Barry Windham. Now, we just recently got one from Epic Toys. That's our first Barry Windham figure in a heck of a long time. I'm trying to think the last one before that might have been Jakks Class Superstars off the top of my head. But it's time to get a Barry Windham big rubber guy. I think it makes sense for that line over the LJN just because they have better access to him because he's not under a Legends deal. And if he was, we probably would have had a figure by now. Actually, I said Jakks Classic for Barry Windham. We got that 4-pack once upon a time, a Target exclusive once again. Foreshadowing? Maybe. I don't know. But we've had some Barry Windhams, but it's time for an LJN big rubber guy style, and I think big rubber guys will be the guys to do that. I hope we see that in 2026. It'd be great to have a 4 Horseman shelf. Will be a lot of fun there. So there it is. That's a little bit off the beaten path. I don't know if anybody would guess that for number 1. Obviously, I'd love more Ultimate Warriors. I'd love more Ric Flairs. I'd love Terry Funk, obviously, but we've already had those guys in the past, so I'm trying to think of new blood here. But heck, give me 5 Warriors. I'm not turning that down, but I'd also like the new blood, and that's what my list is, New Blood City. So there it is. That's my top 5. What's your top 5? Once again, put it in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell as we got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over there on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this YouTube channel. And all the content it does bring, you know there's a lot of content each and every single day. Check out my other YouTube channel while you're at it. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. Conveniently enough, the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, each and every Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found. So for another top 5, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
Get that real